Family is often described as a sanctuary, a place where love, respect, and support thrive. Yet, for some, the walls of home echo with a much different story. This is the story of Sarah, whose courage to speak out against domestic abuse became a beacon of hope for others trapped in silence. Sarah grew up in a modest neighborhood, surrounded by the laughter of her younger siblings and the gentle presence of her mother. Her father, however, was a man of two faces. To neighbors, he was charming and helpful, but behind closed doors, his temper was a storm that could erupt without warning. It started with harsh words, criticisms that chipped away at Sarah's confidence. Little mistakes became reasons for rage, and soon, the anger escalated. Objects thrown across the room, doors slammed in fury, and sometimes, the unmistakable sting of a hand raised in anger. For years, Sarah believed this was normal. Her mother told her to be patient, that fathers sometimes get angry, and that things would get better. But as she grew older, Sarah began to notice the way her friends' families interacted. There was laughter without fear, disagreements handled with calm voices, and, most importantly, respect. These glimpses into other homes planted a seed of doubt in her heart. The abuse didn't remain confined to her alone. Over time, her younger brother became a target. Sarah watched helplessly as the cycle repeated, feeling the weight of responsibility to protect him, but powerless to intervene. At night, she would sit by his bedside, whispering reassurances that things would change, that he was loved, and that he deserved kindness. School became Sarah's refuge. Her teachers noticed her diligence, her quiet nature, and her reluctance to participate in activities that required parents' involvement. One teacher in particular, Mrs. Layla, began to sense that something was amiss. She offered gentle encouragement, praising Sarah's accomplishments, and always reminding her that her voice mattered. One day, after a particularly violent incident at home, Sarah arrived at school with a bruise she couldn't hide. Mrs. Layla gently took her aside, offering a listening ear and a safe space to share her story. Trembling, Sarah spoke the words she had never dared to say aloud. She described the fear, the pain, and the constant anxiety of walking on eggshells. With the help of her teacher, Sarah was introduced to a school counselor. For the first time, she learned the meaning of domestic abuse, that what she had endured was not her fault. She wasn't alone, and there were people ready to help. The realization was both terrifying and freeing. Sarah's journey to safety was not easy. There were meetings with social workers, difficult conversations with her mother, and the challenge of breaking through years of silence. But slowly, her family began to heal. Her mother, empowered by the support offered by community organizations, found the strength to seek help as well. The process was long and filled with setbacks, but each small victory brought a renewed sense of hope. As Sarah found her voice, she became determined to help others. She began to speak at local community centers, sharing her story to raise awareness about the realities of family violence. She emphasized the importance of recognizing the signs: withdrawal, unexplained injuries, sudden changes in behavior, and encouraged everyone to listen without judgment. Through her advocacy, Sarah discovered how deeply rooted the culture of silence can be. Many people, out of fear or shame, choose not to speak up. But she also saw the power of community, the way neighbors, teachers, and friends can become lifelines for those in need. She learned that breaking the cycle of abuse requires more than just courage. It requires support, education, and a commitment to building safe spaces for all. Sarah's message to others is clear. Abuse is never justified, and everyone deserves to feel safe in their own home. Reaching out for help is not a sign of weakness, but a brave step toward a better future. She reminds us that by listening, believing, and supporting, we can all play a role in ending the cycle of violence. Today, Sarah is a symbol of resilience. Her story serves as a reminder that, even in the darkest of times, there is hope. Healing is possible, and no one should ever have to face abuse alone. Through awareness, compassion, and collective action, we can build a world where families are truly sanctuaries of safety and love.